Hey Becky, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Do you have any questions going on you can help with?
Yes, I actually did have a question. So if you remember the last time we talked about, I was trying to fill in my weekdays,
Right?
and I'm still struggling with that. And then I did decide to kind of compare the other competitors and look at their prices.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to make sure that I'm not pressing myself too low. And if that is the case, would that sort of hurt in the long run, when it comes to the Airbnb algorithm?
Um, when you do weekdays, when your weekends are booked up and you're just trying to get weekdays booked, they are going to be typically lower than the rest of the competition if the
Uh-huh.
competition has the weekends available, right? Because you can price higher if the weekends are still available. And then, no, I don't think ultimately it will. Like, you're still, if you want to get them booked, like if you were to price them at like $50 a night, probably. But if they're still relatively just under what maybe the competitors are doing, that'll be fine. It's still good strategy.
Okay. Because I'm going down to around 120, 130. As I have a couple of the next couple of weeks, my weekdays are still open. Even the 3 days coming up, today, tomorrow, and the day after.
Okay.
Um,
But your weekends are
just wanted
booked?
to. Weekends are booked, yes, for April.
Okay. And you're putting those length of stay discounts and stuff on?
Yes. So that was the other piece of it. I'm putting in length of stay. On top of that, I'm trying to use the promotions as well. Um,
Okay.
but when I do the promotions and the price that it shows on Airbnb, is that sort of going to be the final price, or can they be stacked and my ultimate price would be significantly lower?
I'm not sure if they're going to get stacked or not. I haven't tried to do both. I didn't know you could do both. I thought that if there was already a length of stay discount, you couldn't do a promotion, vice versa. So I haven't tried.
Okay. Maybe I'll try booking from incognito mode and see what that comes up.
Okay.
I'll confirm.
Okay. Let me know.
Yep.
David,
Okay.
how are you?
Awesome.
Hey Becky, how's it going?
Good. Good, good. How are things going for you?
It's going okay, but I had a little issue that I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
Um, we had some team, baseball team or something here, high school. They broke a window,
Oh
so
gosh.
they've ad- they they've admitted to it. So they're asking me to send them a quote. I'm trying to I'm trying to get an estimate. It's hard to even get someone to come over and look at it. But I've gotten a couple of estimates and they're coming in around $800, $900, which is it's crazy expensive, but it's a double, what do you call it? Dual window, double pane window. So they sort of replace the whole thing. They don't just take out the broken glass, they have to take out the whole thing. Um the the guest is saying just to send it directly to them, they'll pay it. But I presume I should keep it all in the what do you call it? The Airbnb. Um,
Like air cover?
yeah, make sure that the conversations all stay in Airbnb and I send it through that way.
Yeah, I would do that. Because even if you do an air cover claim, it's technically going straight to the guest first anyways. And then if they don't pay, Airbnb gets involved. So I would keep it on Airbnb.
Okay, and I would actually submit it through AirCover, or just should I just go ahead and bill them directly when I get the estimate? Send it directly to them, within in Airbnb, send it through Airbnb. But you know what I mean? I want to
Yeah. I think that's up to you. I like to send it directly through air cover, but it sounds like these te pe the reason I like to send it through air cover is that way if people do not take accountability for it, I don't have to go through it twice. It just goes like straight from them to Airbnb. So if you were to give it to them, they don't pay, then you do an air cover claim, and it's possibly like past the 14 days or however many days you can claim something, then it just kind of gets a little bit messy. But if you're pretty confident they're going to pay, then
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to be expecting that, eight, $900 type of thing. Might even be $1,000. So um,
I'd probably do it in air cover just to keep it safe. And
keep it all kosher. Yeah. So I actually submit the claim then to Airbnb. Is that the way to do it?
yeah, so you go under the reservation itself, reservation details, and on the right side, when you scroll down, probably past all the payment details, it should give you an option for an air cover claim.
Okay. Okay.
And it'll just ask you to
Um,
upload, you know, the pictures of the damage, any documentation that you have about it, any proof of like how much it's going to cost to replace it, all the information they're going to need.
okay. Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Never, never a dull moment.
Yeah. Dana, how are you doing? Are you guys feeling better?
I'm here. We I don't think Frankie ever reached out to the guests, so we texted Becky yesterday. My husband and I, we had our first 4-star review, which we've been lucky and we've had two properties and I don't know, 120 reviews, and we got our first 4-star, and we were out to dinner for our wedding anniversary, and Frankie's phone was on the table, and he saw the notification come up like so and so left a 4-star review, and he was like, "Oh my God." And I don't know, it's like, I think we're okay, like, but we he hadn't reached back out to them. I mean, I don't think the review itself, I don't remember it offhand. I was like trying not to be involved in that and just enjoy our dinner, but it wasn't like a horrible like commenting review, but the stars itself was 4. Um, and I know your advice was to, we could reach out to them to ask about getting it removed. I don't want it. Yeah, I don't know. Do you ever send them a message on Airbnb about, after reflecting, if it was more in line with like a 5-star review, or do you just call them and ask them? The feeling we got of these people was they were where the remotes are, like how do you turn the fan on, like their button. Frankie FaceTimed with them how to like ignite the grill. They turned the burners on but didn't know to press the button for like the igniter. Like things most adult humans can figure out, they were
Right.
asking questions. Um, so if this involves them having to do any additional work, I'm not too sure that they are going to do that. So do you ever message them first, or do you just call right away and give them the, hey, this impacts my business?
I definitely call just because you can't message them on Airbnb because if it looks like you're trying to, coerce them into removing the review or changing it, which they can't change it
Uh-huh.
nowadays, but Airbnb will flag that. Um,
Okay.
and then even when you ask them,
Mm-hmm.
well, they do this in cancellations. I'm not 100% they do this in reviews, but they probably will. So in order for them to remove a review, they'd have to call Airbnb and talk to somebody and ask
Mm-hmm.
for it to be removed. And I don't know the questions
Okay.
that that person will ask. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
they need to also understand that they can't call and say, "Hey, the host asked me to remove this review,"
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it
Yeah.
has to be.
Part of me thinks it's just like let it go and
Mhm.
not bother, because they don't seem like the sharpest tools in the shed. Like,
Right.
to A, I don't know that they would call. B, I don't know what kind of questions they ask, and I'd be like, oh yeah, like the guest called or the host called and asked me to take, to call you to say, can you take this down or whatever, like I think they would blurt that out like, oh, I didn't, or I don't know what they would say, or I clicked this in error. Like I don't think they would be swayed. So I
Yeah.
think we might just have to suck it up. And we had a good run while it lasted, but it just really, it's annoying.
It is. It is.
But
It is.
I mean, Frankie's like, well, the arbitrage, like the Omaha, I think he's like, my first review I got was a 4 star. And he's like, I was really hoping to make 100 at this one, at Palms with all 5 stars. I'm like, well, not quite, not quite.
No.
But,
It's
I
unfortunate.
think,
You said something about, the storm had whatever stuff had gotten into the pool. It's like
yeah.
some people, no
And
consideration.
I know, but we still send people out there. Like, yes, that backyard has a lot of um palm trees and everything else and things, like we can't control the weather and we have the pool serviced weekly. And if someone says something or it's dirty, we don't ask them for pictures, but we talk to our guy and we send them out and it gets taken care of usually the same day. If not, if it's like later on in the day we see and then they come out the next morning. But
Right.
it's not like, I don't know, like, okay, there may be some debris in there, but nothing has ever been like unswimmable or like inhabitable or whatever.
Yeah.
But people just, I think, have some crazy expectations sometimes, and it just
They really do an Airbnb these days. That's for sure. And I know like
really.
even before I got into this, like my idea, like, you don't realize that out of 5 reviews that a 4 is like horrible,
Hmm.
pretty much. Like you think 4 is still pretty good, or I used to think that. And I used to like not give anybody a 5 star unless it was like I was just like I had to be blown away kind of thing because I
Yeah.
was just such a
Hmm.
grump about it, I guess. And now I realize what a difference it makes.
Hmm.
My perspective has changed, but I don't know if many people have that perspective. Well, obviously a lot of them do, but there'll always be the ones that don't.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we do like performance evaluations at work, and you talk to some people and they say no one is ever a 5, no one is perfect all the time and like a robot. And then you kind of get that like put in your brain like, okay, 3 is kind of like where you should be, 4 you go above and beyond, 5 like you never have to be told to do anything at all. And like Airbnb is a different like rating system where it's different. Like 5 should be like the benchmark ideally, and that's where you want to be. And then everything else is like bad and then even worse. But um, I don't know, it sucks. But I think we'll be okay. But I don't know. It was just to be sitting there and then the two of us are just like looking at each other and we're like so angry.
What
Oh,
bad timing. There's never a good time, but that's like specifically
I
a really
know. I'm like, he's like, I don't even know. He's like, I just want to like, what's wrong with you? Like, at anything you needed, we were there. He was FaceTiming them. Like, not, they just were not, I don't know. But I guess that's what happens when you host, and there's
yeah,
different types of people. And we've been lucky with who we've had and who we've attracted. And
yeah.
overall, not too bad. And this isn't the end of the world, but um,
If that's 110 reviews or so, that's like 200 stays at least, or
mhm,
more,
yeah,
like 300 stays. So, yeah, that's pretty good.
yep,
If we keep going at this pace, that's very good.
I know. And then I think, Frankie, we were looking because we've gotten, and I know we've like toyed around with it and we've discussed it, and our calendar is pretty full. I think he pulled the trigger and raised the rates at Sweet Memories. I don't know by how much, like a percentage or the base price, because like you said, there's some benefit. It's nice to see a full calendar, but then are you leaving? money on the table. And I think at this point, like, I know where there's other properties that are out there, but I also think, if you look at some of them, it looks like they're charging more, like higher rates. And I think we have the um, establishment and we're showing up in, searches that we can not go crazy and like put it through the roof, but I think our comfort is there a little bit more to raise the rate. And then if it means, okay, maybe we don't get as many bookings, we have increased with the amount of what we're taking in on a nightly rate basis.
And Palms was proof of that this year, right? Because we raised
Hmm.
the rates were probably like, well, occupancy, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but
Hmm.
I know last year, we were like sitting like 100% for like February, March, April, or something like that. This year was probably between the three of them, maybe an average of like 85% or something like that,
Hmm. Hmm.
but like 20% more in revenue
Yeah.
easily.
Yep.
Definitely shows.
Yeah.
Maximizing those nights, but it does come with like, you know, it's not as comfortable to be that
Hmm.
aggressive. That's for sure.
Yeah. Especially because this property we're partners with my dad, who I think is more involved and invested in sweet memories, where I think he'll start to see like, oh, we haven't had a booking in a while, and he gets like antsy, and we're like, just trust the process. There was someone who reached out and was asking about smoking, and we said no smoking, and even like, and they were honest. It was a bachelorette party, and I appreciated that the person reached out, but they asked multiple times. They made an inquiry, and I just said, in order to keep the house fresh for all guests and things like that, we don't, permit smoking on premise at all. And we understand if that, whatever. And they didn't end up booking, and someone else ended up booking those dates a day or two later. But I also, like, you just have to, because I'm like, okay, well, we may end up booking, you book for them, they're smoking, say they even, they smoke outside, but if they're smoking so much, which clearly this was something that was important to some of the girls that were going, they could come into the house and they're smelling like smoke. And then the next guest that's coming in is complaining of it or having issues or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so it was, we nicely told them no. And we offered, I said, if you need any recommendations for the area, I'm happy to like help you or provide any, just being nice and cordial. Maybe she's not a smoker and she wants to come visit the area in the future. But it was good to have like a couple days later, we got that booked. But I said to Frankie, like, I don't know how my dad's going to feel about this because he also has access to like Airbnb, but he didn't say anything. But it
Yeah.
just, I guess it feels good to know that you don't have to accept, you're not required to take everyone
Hmm.
in.
Yeah.
So
Definitely not when you have the credibility that you guys do.
yeah.
Because you have the momentum and everything. You're not relying on Airbnb 100%. So
Hmm.
um, that helps. In the beginning, can't be as particular. I
Yeah.
mean, something like that, I probably would be if it was very clear that there, might be some heavy smoking that weekend. But
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's it. We just, like, I don't know. We'll ask Becky, what do we do? Do we message them? Do we not message them? Like, I don't know. We've never had this to try to, uphold it, but I think we're just gonna let it go and just not even bother, because I don't, it's not worth getting flagged. It wasn't like the written review to the public was like some horrendous commentary. It wasn't. It was just 4 stars with, I don't remember exactly what it said, but nothing awful. So yeah, that's it. Anything
yeah.
else going on with you?
um,
Did that family friend's house sell?
I don't know.
Um,
Keep up with it. You just shut it down so hard that I didn't keep up with it too much.
yeah,
Mm,
gotcha.
yep. Yeah. Not a ton. Out of the spirit, I guess, because we're probably just a few of us here, so we probably won't be on the call the whole time. Just so you guys know, since I've worked with all of you guys personally as well, today is my last day with the program. So my last day
What?
call.
Okay. I did
Yeah.
not know that. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Okay. What are we up to next then?
What's going on?
Just working on my service business. That's
Okay. Good.
yeah.
That's exciting. Congrats.
Push that a lot harder, you know.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah. Well, I'll miss these calls. I enjoy these calls. I feel like there's so much that I've gotten out of it and the conversations and everything, but that's good for you. I'm
yeah.
happy.
I think Emily still be around, and then
Hmm.
I heard them say that they'll bring somebody else in. So
Okay.
hopefully, but you guys all have my phone number. You can always reach out. So I'm sure
Okay.
we'll contact somehow.
I don't know
Yeah.
if do I have your info, Becky?
You should. I believe so.
Do you mind giving us your number now, your email, just
Yeah.
while we're here?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you in the chat here.
Do you ever foresee yourself doing some educational stuff like this or more consulting and one-on-one property specific?
Um, I would like I would like to, kind of.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
like to a bit, but yeah. I'm trying to like just focus on the one for now and get
Hmm.
that going.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, yep. But if I had people like, I guess I could always, with the people I have worked with so far, and figure out if people would want to do that kind of stuff,
Hmm. Yeah,
for sure.
that makes sense.
Do the group event.
Mm,
Yep.
so we're going to miss you, Becky. Wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, I
I,
think we all through some questions. So probably go on with our day then.
yeah.
All
Alrighty.
all right.
Well, we'll be in touch. Good luck with everything.
Yeah.
Thank
Take
you.
care. All the best.
Thank you. Talk
Thanks,
to you guys
Maggie.
later.
All
See you.
right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.